April, could you introduce yourself first of all?
Hi, my name is April. I graduated from U of I in May of 2012, and I was a global studies major with a concentration in social work and Latino communities.
Okay, great. And you took Spanish 232 and 332 and were a star student.
These are my favorite classes.
Yay! You're one of my favorite students, April.
Thank you.
So I have a couple of questions for you today, but we'll first start with Honduras. I know that you have spent quite a bit of time in Honduras, and I think that so many Spanish students end up knowing more about Spain, maybe more about Mexico, and not very much about any place else.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to us about Honduras?
Honduras is really cool, and I'm sure people go into Honduras knowing a few different things. If you've seen the movie Sin Nombre, Honduras is like a scary place. I've also been told that it has the highest murder rate in the world or something, but I never felt super scared there. Just depends on whatever situations you're in. But I think it was great. I think Honduras has really cool touristy spots that I've never been to. It has Copan, the Mayan ruins. It has Nwatah, which is an island that's supposedly really cool and all that jazz. But what keeps me going back is the people. I've met so many people there that I consider family, and I know that's cheesy, but it's just how warm and open they are and how giving. Especially going into the slums, people have nothing, but they're so willing to give. If I go into their house, oh, let me get you a chair, they'll stand up and I feel super uncomfortable with that. I'm no, I don't want to be like that American who comes in and takes over everything, but they insist oh, have some spaghetti, have some fruit, whatever they can. They're just so giving, and I feel that's taught me a lot about my life and being more giving, because often what's mine is mine. I don't want to get rid of it. I worked hard for it, but people there are just so open and so free and so loving. So I think that's my favorite part. Also the food, I love to eat, and the food there is amazing. I've never gotten sick there. Other gringos might get sick, but I've been perfectly fine with the food. It's so super, super good, and you can't get it here in the States. I mean, you come here and you have Mexican food and stuff. When have you ever heard of Honduran food? But it's amazing. And then Afro-Hondurans, it's another topic that I find really fascinating. Afro-Latinos, I feel they're kind of the forgotten race. People don't realize that there are black people in Honduras. People as black as me, people who look I found my twin when I was in Honduras last week. So just learning more about their culture. My parents are from Nigeria, and just seeing the Afro-Honduran culture, how similar it is in their music. If they weren't speaking Spanish, I would swear that it's the same music that my parents listen to. When I look at their style of dress, it's very similar. Their facial features, I can tell that probably somewhere down the line, we are all related. How, they could have been my uncles or my aunts or whatever. It's just the only thing that separates us is the slave boat. So just meeting people there and feeling I'm connecting with family again is probably my favorite part about Honduras.
That's amazing. Okay, I have to go back to what you were saying about the food. Can you tell us what are some of the platos típicos or platos que más te gustan?
Plátanos, plantains, and I'm Nigerian, so we eat plantains all the time, so that is my favorite. Ripe plantains, not so ripe plantains, they do it all. My favorite are these things called baleadas, and they're flour tortillas, and not the type that you get at Chipotle or any. They're actually really good, homemade. You see them with the and they do all that jazz, and I try to do it and I can't, but it's really good. And they put beans, eggs, this really special cheese that I can't even find here. This also crema that I can't find here. I'm sure it exists somewhere. And then you can put other things on it if you want to, meat. I went to this one place called Super Baleadas, and they put plantains on it. It's just it's kind of you can do it fat sandwich style, where you throw a bunch of stuff on there, or you can just do it simple with with the beans and the eggs. But that's my favorite. It's a burrito, but just so much better. Thinking about it is making me drool. I apologize.
Thank you, April.